Hi, everybody. It's Stacey Calder from the Business Success Network and Magazine, and more importantly, the BSN Awards 2024. We are back for our third year, and we are so excited. It is now, I can officially say, it is in a couple of weeks, in a few weeks. It's next month. So I've been doing lots of lives with the sponsors. We're going to get the judges in to do some lives as well. And today is no different. So I have a brand new sponsor for a brand new category. I'm so excited. And I'm really excited because we're going to talk about the awards. We're going to talk about Tamara's business and why she's involved in this award. And we've also got a little bit of a sneaky peek because I get to meet her next week too. So we're going to talk a little bit about conference and speaking and all those kinds of things. So I'm going to bring her in because you don't want to talk to me really, do you? Let's face it. I'm laughing because I'm literally blending in with my throw over on the side here. But I'm armed with a coffee and we are ready to go. So welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm just saying I'm currently in my client's office, so these accolades are not mine. But
we could have started with that, couldn't we? Oh, look at all those awards. How amazing that you're in your client's office though, and you get to come and do a live with us. I'm really pleased. And it's been, well, I've kind of been thrown into your world a little bit. You've been kind of thrown into our world. They've definitely collided somewhat. So tell everybody, who you are and what you do, and then that will kind of lead on to why you're sponsoring what you're sponsoring, I think.
Perfect. Yeah. So I am Tamara Holland from Dot and Stripe. I'm a marketing consultant for the children's activity space. I'm on brand today.
You're very good.
But my business now is 4 years old. But I've been in marketing for a very, very long time, over 20 years. And it's really in the last kind of couple of years that I've really focused in on the children's activities industry, mostly because I've been there and I've done it. So I've been where a lot of my clients have been. After having my daughter, so she is now 7. I had a huge change and I bought a franchise, children's activities franchise, ended up then running the marketing for the franchise and training all the franchisees, and just had the best time running all of these events. But I still couldn't avoid the marketing world. I've always been in it.
It's one of those industries though, isn't it, that once you're in it, you can't help but be in it. But even when you go off and do different things, I did it with the charity sector, your marketing still comes in. You can't help it.
That's it. And I've basically in the last year really gone all in on the children's activities audience. So for a long time I was like, I work with lots of different types of businesses, family focused businesses, but I think that I realized that I had this skill where not many people could say, is that I have literally been there and got my hands dirty, and so I really understand my audience and their challenges. So that's a little bit about me.
Oh, I love that. While you're talking, I am just sharing it. So we are live on the Business Success Network Facebook page. We're on our LinkedIn and we are on our YouTube. So if you are watching this live, please do drop your questions to Tamara. Like I said, she's full of marketing knowledge, full of awards knowledge, and full of children's activity provider knowledge. So tap into that now. Come and say hi. If you're watching it on replay, #replay. I am going to be sharing these into our 9 communities. So Tamara, your face today is going to be everywhere.
Everywhere.
I am literally, see, look, you say it, don't you? We're constantly marketing all of the time. So you are a new sponsor for 2024.
Yeah.
You are sponsoring a brand new category for 2024. I think you might be the only new sponsor to sponsor a new category. I might be lying, but I'm going to go with that. So tell everyone about your category and tell people why you want to sponsor it, and look what the cat's dragged in.
Hello.
That'll be Rachel. There we go. So of course she's going to tune into this. Comment, do say hello. Tamara, over to you. your
And
new category?
yeah, so I am sponsoring the Children's Activity Provider of the Year category, funnily enough, given my
Funny,
niche that I
funny
work
that.
with. And it was just the perfect opportunity when you approached me about sponsoring, because it is the audience that I predominantly work with,
It was
and that I'm
definitely the category you wanted, wasn't it? I think
yeah.
they'd only been up 5 minutes, like, we're looking for, and you were straight in there.
And I'm just so passionate about the industry because like I say, I've been there and done it. And most of the activities providers, they are very similar to me, even though we're obviously in the marketing world now. But
Yeah.
in that we are juggling our businesses around potentially lots of other commitments, working flexibly, and really trying to use our skills that we might have learned from the corporate world, whilst being able to work
And that's,
in a way that
that's quite true of the industry, isn't it? That a lot of
mm,
people have done their corporate roles. They've maybe had children, whether, mum, dad, whatever. And actually it just doesn't sit right with them anymore. The time constraints, the commuting, it's certainly part of my story as to why I went self-employed.
mm.
So, and you get all that.
And I think what's an amazing category as well, an industry, because there's so many different types of businesses in that there is like franchisors, franchisees,
Yeah,
independent
independence.
brands. There's just an opportunity to grow a business to such an amazing audience, like working with children and their families,
And while we're
in a
talking of
way that works.
audiences, and I like this because he's just put a second, Chris Dawes, who you will meet next week because he's our communications speaker at the conference. Just had to drop that in. Do you think CAPS market too much to the kids and not enough to the benefits it provides for the adults? And he's
Such a
saying it,
great
I'm
question.
not a web designer.
Hi, Chris. I know Chris as well. So that is such a great question. It's one thing I teach. I'm really passionate about teaching. Firstly, that we shouldn't use social media as our only channel to market our businesses. That goes across all businesses and all industries, because not all of our audience is there all of the time. So there are so many other platforms. But one of the traps predominantly that children's activities providers fall into is focusing on the cute and fluffy stuff that comes as working as part of working with children, and not focusing in on the challenges and the pain points of the parents and families that they're trying to encourage to come to events. So one of the things I talk about with what I mean by pain points is really focusing in on like the things that parents are really thinking about before booking or wanting to work with you.
I get
So
it. Like not wanting glitter and paint in their house.
yeah. So they're
I'm a bad
thinking,
mom.
oh, what's the parking going to be like at the venue? What's the venue like? Has it got a cafe that I can go to after? Or I'm quite introverted, so I'm worried about meeting parents or other people for the first time. What's it going to be like? Or what happens if my child cries the whole way through the
I'm
session?
chuckling because Rachel commented this. They don't want mess at home.
Yeah.
And Chris has put that. And that is exactly my thing. When I think about it, I'm like, hang on a minute. The kids get to go and play for 2 hours. They make mess. I don't have to tidy it up. I'm sold.
Yeah.
How much? I'm in.
We focus a lot on the positives and the benefits for the children and young people that we're working with, but we really should also be highlighting all those key questions like that parents are really thinking about before they're actually thinking about joining a session. That what makes you different, because a lot of what I see in terms of content across the industry, you could mistake one brand for another. It's very much similar kind of the similar kind of content that's out there, and that doesn't just apply to social media content. That should be in the blogs that you're creating, in the video, in the emails that you're sharing. That's one thing I'm been passionately talking about recently is as a sector, the industry quite often only emails their audience once a month, and when you think of it in that way, you're then only emailing your audience 12 times a year.
Yeah.
Now, we would never do that on social media. Like, parents want to know what what useful tips you have for them, what resources. So we should be emailing in their inbox more frequently to share that, and not frankly sharing a boring monthly newsletter, which is quite often what we see.
And you're talking about this within the caps industry, but any industry is the same. When you look at it, would you really only want to speak to your audience 12 times a year? Why would you not have your frequently asked questions in your blogs? Those kind of things. Chris Dawes just wants a Wi-Fi, bacon butty, and some peace. Now, if you are a self-employed business owner with small children, I can tell you now there is nothing worse than a soft play. However, if it's got good Wi-Fi, a bacon butty, and some peace, the chances are you can work from there while you're doing it. So absolutely, you're getting lots of comments today.
Excellent.
But I love a bit of glitter. You should see my dining room table. It looks like a unicorn exploded. Easily pleased. That's Chris Dawes, I'm guessing. Newsletter, yawn, soft play as hell. Yes, we know this as parents, don't we? For those of you that are not parents and watching, soft play. Honestly, you don't know. You don't know the joys of it. You really don't. Oh dear.
Actually, interestingly,
now coming in saying, well, I need some help with my marketing because you all hate this.
It's something saying about parents, actually, because when we're talking about audiences, because again, like there are so much diversity in families now that are quite often a lot of the content and marketing that's shared is focusing in on mum, and actually that is not who the children's activities providers, just who it's covered. And in fact, the industry now is seeing a really big increase in grandparents who are bringing children along, mostly due to the cost of living crisis, because parents can't afford to pay as much now. So we should definitely be much more inclusive in our content and our messaging. Grandparents, 100%.
Aunts here.
Yeah.
all sorts of, I love the whole not a normal family thing. We are very much not a normal family, so I get it. It's amazing actually when you do try and book siblings into things and they're like, oh, are they twins? And you're like, no. And then you feel like, oh, there's a whole blog on that somewhere, really.
If it's cheaper, they are twins.
If it's cheaper, absolutely, let's go for it. So this category for the awards then, it has been one of our most popular, given that it's a new category with a new sponsor. I'd got Rachel kind of banging the drum in the BSN community for caps, saying we need this, we want our own award. She got quite a lot of people to enter last year for multiple different awards. This year we said, okay, we'll do your own award, and over 40 people entered, which I think for a new award for a new year, it's phenomenal. And it wasn't just 40, over 40 people had entered, it was 40 really good nominations.
Wow.
And they were a struggle. It was hard. To be honest, we probably could have had 30 winners with this. I don't envy the judges at all because you're just awesome. There you go. So what are you looking forward to on the night? Obviously, you get to present the award. You get to meet all the wonderful business owners, including the caps. Is there somebody that that's going that you're looking forward to catching up to? Is there new people or a type of person that you want to connect with? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, well, mostly I don't get out much, so I'm just looking forward to going out for the night. I'm a business of one, so it's just me and my business. So I love getting out and meeting people and connecting. I would describe myself very much like an introverted extrovert. So in the right setting.
Need to meet our Andrew. Andrew Cunningworth will be there, and that's exactly his words. So you will meet him and he'll be all out and you'll be like, what an extrovert. But then I know for 48 hours afterwards, he'll be in bed under a duvet, like, go away. I'm 2 peopled out.
We'll magnetize to each other then. I think what's exciting as well, I think you've got at least 2 tables of children's activities.
Oh, we've got more.
Amazing. So I just think that just shows that the sector it's huge, and I think that we've just got this potential to showcase that in a lot of ways. Just like my business, we are small but mighty, and interestingly, I find that we are quite an unrepresented category of business when we think of a business of one. Like, we don't quite fall into small business.
Yeah.
Sometimes we fall into freelancer.
And that's
Sometimes we're
really
micro
interesting
business.
because we have had a massive shake-up of awards this year. So Service Provider of the Year is a new one. What else did we do? Freelancer of the
Freelancer,
Year.
yeah.
And that came from feedback from people that said, we were saying, but small business, growth, all those kinds of things, they are all, you can enter all of those. There's something for everyone. And it was feedback that some people, PAs, VAs, graphic designers, marketers, just said, I think I even had a copywriter say it, we are very much kind of behind the people that are out on the stage doing great things, and they just didn't feel comfortable with doing that business of the year or something like that. So this is why we did, we jiggled it up a little bit. There definitely is something for everyone now.
Yeah. And I think particularly activities providers, I can relate to a lot in that we're doing all the things in our business, but we're also managing so many other responsibilities outside of our business as well, and managing that in a way that allows us to pick up the kids from school and have school holidays off, or somehow juggle. I call it the juggle struggle, and I'm sure many people can relate to that. So I think that we are just an opportunity for this industry to shine, and those amazing people that have been nominated and are potentially going to win on the night is so exciting.
And we've got caps in some of the other categories as well, which I really like. We always try to fit them into the ones that that they've either entered, or one where we stand out and think, actually, that's really good for growth or something like that. Rachel says it's hard for caps to find a category to enter in Small Business Awards. And I think that's why we wanted to do something a bit different with BSN, because you've got quite a few industry, like inside industry awards, haven't you? You've got like What's On For, you've got the Club Hub, things like that. And they've built up their own communities. But people outside the industry don't really get to see them or don't know about them. So for BSN being a small business awards, nationally in the UK, for caps to come in and have their own category and be, like you said, 2-3 tables in the room, networking with all the other businesses, actually you are giving yourselves that platform, because you're saying, hey, we are a serious industry. And that's how it came about. Rachel at the first awards said, there's not enough people in the room. And I said, do something about it then. And she absolutely has. And it's people like Rachel, it's people like yourselves, because like you say, you're working with the industry, you're supplying the industry, you're marketing the industry, but you're not a children's activity provider anymore. So you want the best of both worlds. You want to be known in the industry and you want to be known outside the industry. So hopefully as a sponsor, that's what you're going to get. In fact,
yes.
Here we go. We've got some figures. Trust Rachel. 17.7 billion annually. She blew my mind when she said that. If there are web designers, marketers, authors, tech people, debt recovery people we've been chatting about this week as well. This is a growing industry massively.
And they are people that don't potentially realize that there is all this support out there for them to grow, and also in a non-expensive way. People are flogging their guts out to sell spaces for events, sell out turns, and there are people out there like myself, like other businesses, who are there to support them. Now I have different ways that I work with clients that kind of have a ladder of cost, of course, because starting from a membership for the children's activities industry, right up to working with me one-to-one on retainer. So I wanted to find a way to support the industry in a cost-effective way.
Yeah, and that's brilliant. I think, like you said, and depending on where they are with their journey as well, they might want a little bit, they might want a lot, they might want growth support. So it's absolutely fantastic. Right, we could not talk about children's activity providers and have you here, because you're definitely on a double whammy for BSN this year. So you are one of our speakers at the conference as well. And I know you've been talking to Rachel and you've been talking about in the group, but just tell everybody quickly. And again, this goes back to that, yes, it's a children's activity provider conference, but those business owners not in this industry that are kind of on the ball will think, hang on a minute, there is a room full of business owners here in a growing industry. You've just heard 17.7 billion. There are people that are speaking that are not in the industry, that are in the industry. I want to get a piece of that. Do you know what? For 99 quid a ticket, I think I might just join you. That's okay.
Yeah.
What are you going to be talking about tomorrow?
Well, I believe that the event is around grow your business, grow you.
Yep.
Or is it
So
grow you, grow your business?
Our whole ethos for BSN is grow you, grow your business. We have 10 pillars, which we've got the 10 speakers to cover. So your pillar is
marketing. So I am going to be talking all about growth marketing because of the theme around growth. And really what that means is it's kind of like the next level of taking your business from kind of brand awareness into really looking at the cold hard facts to be able to grow your business. Like we talk a lot in marketing about creating strategies, building plans, and actually we have this freedom as small business owners to be much more reactive, and that's what growth marketing allows you to do. It allows you to look at what's working in the moment within a campaign and do more of it or do less of it. And that's what I'm going to be teaching people all about on the day. And I've got a little exhibition stand, so you can come and see me, and I'm offering a free lead magnet idea for children's activities providers, so they can sign up and get a free lead magnet idea from me on the day, and you get sweeties from me. So what more could you ask?
Are they in the swag bag? Are they in the swag
Yeah, they are.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, Rachel's getting very excited. I knew she'd love this live. Look, can't wait to hear Tamara speak as well as Doors, because we know he's listening. Some fab swags for the bag. I love it. And actually, again, it's all about marketing. We've had these gorgeous shoppers created just for the conference. So yes, you'll be walking away with your bright blue. Correct answer. He's a nightmare, isn't he? God love him. Yeah. Look, comms, communication, and marketing go hand in hand. So I'm sure there's almost like a double act there, isn't there? Chris and Tamara. Anyway, I said we'd talk for about 20 minutes. It has been 22 minutes. So I am going to let you go now, because otherwise we'll just keep chatting all day. And we've got marketing to do, both of us. So where can people find you? How can they get hold of you? Obviously the conference, obviously the awards.
Yeah,
where else can they find you?
So my favorite social media platform is Instagram, and my business is at .stripe UK on Instagram and all other social channels. And you can also visit my website .stripe.co.uk. My membership for the children's activities industry on marketing is called the Bright Futures Marketing Club. And I also have a program all about helping children's activities providers get started with building an email list called Capture and Convert, which launches on the 10th of June in its third intake. And somebody is going to win a space on that at the conference next Friday. So I've given away a place on that for Rachel to distribute on the day.
So you got to be in the room to win it, folks. Yeah. It's £99. You get 10 amazing speakers, plus 2 guest speakers, which is our headline sponsor Ben, and a Britain's Got Talent semi-finalist. So why would you not be there? I can confirm we also have one of the scruffy monkeys, and it's not Chris, also up on stage. And I can confirm it won't be Lindsay either, because she hates getting up on stage. I will get her there one year. So there might be a mini monkey. Just saying, who knows? Yeah, there we go. Slime indeed. I'm slightly concerned Rachel's just put "you can we" at the conference.
Well, I hope so.
There are toilets available. I'm not sure what she's talking about there. That'll be
win the ticket, I think.
Win, maybe. Let's go with that. That sounds nicer. Tamara, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, she has confirmed it was Win, fat fingers. I'm excited. I am a hugger. I can't wait to see you at the conference. I will certainly be there with my notebook taking loads of notes. I think definitely one thing, whatever industry you're in, when you hear peers and people that you could collaborate with, there's just some amazing opportunities. So I'm really excited to hear marketing from your side of the story, because we all just learn from each other. So that's amazing. Folks, thank you for watching. Any questions, drop them below so that Tamara can come back in and answer them. If you are watching on replay, as I said, hashtag replay, I'm sure we'll pop in and check on those questions and those comments as well. Thank you very much, my lovely. And I
Thank
look forward to
you.
next week.
See you all soon.